Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another speed build. Today we are building a modern farmhouse in Newcrest, and this is on a 30 by 30 lot, the biggest one I've worked on so far, and this build took me about 6 hours to complete. Oh my god, it really took me so long, but I was basically still going through some builder's block while working on this, so I decorated and then I demolished and then I decorated and I demolished again because I didn't like how it looked. But yeah, I started this build since last weekend, and then because of school I was quite busy, so I just left it there to rot until I had time to finish last night, like finally finish everything last night. But this modern farmhouse has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms for a family of 5 and their 2 dogs, and this comes to 150,266 simoleons. And if you like this apartment, you can download it from the Sims 4 gallery under my origin ID shansimsyt, or you can also find it under the hashtag shansimsyt. And if you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe and turn on the notifications button so you get notified each time I post a new video. So for this build, I struggled a lot with the interior. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go for a darker or lighter color scheme, so in the end you'll see there's a mix of everything. It's not super matchy, but I like how it looks. It is just really cozy with elements of the farmhouse vibe and then also a modern touch to it. Yeah, so right now we are just building the exterior, coming out with the shell. I took inspiration from this photo that I found on Pinterest. I'll just put it up on the left hand side of the screen so you can see the original layout of it. So I also followed the floor plan with a bit of minor adjustments here and there, because I think the original floor plan I think they only had 2 bedrooms. So like on the second floor they had this open area. I have no other like an open area, so basically just you can see like the downstairs from it. I have no idea how to explain, but if you do, you do. If you don't, then yeah, I guess. But yeah, I realized that this is another very white exterior that I'm building. I think my previous build, the one that I built for I think it was the modern bachelor pad, it also looks something like this. Like the exterior, it was so white with blacks. I mean, for a change, this is the exterior windows and doors are brown, but for the modern bachelor pad it was black. But if you're interested in that, I'll put a card up on the right hand side of the screen so you can take a look after this build. But yeah, so I followed the whole structure. I think the only difference for the exterior is instead of using that so there's this front porch area. So I think theirs was a covered one, but I just made it a bit more open because I have no idea how to replicate that. So yeah, I mean, you always need to what do you call that, what is that word, be flexible. Yes, be flexible and just work with whatever you have. So yeah, so I think I just talked over the whole creating the floor plan kind of thing, but this is the second floor. So the second floor is for the teenage daughter and then also for the twin boys who share a room together. And then the parents' bedroom, master bedroom, and the bathroom is downstairs. So there's a toilet upstairs and then there's a toilet downstairs, so everybody has easy access to toilet. And yeah, I think this is what you call a much more open floor plan. And as usual, we begin with the kitchen first, and what you're seeing here is the final color scheme that I decided to go for. Before this, I had so many different ideas of how I wanted it to look like. I went on Pinterest and looked for many pictures and inspiration, but this is the final one that I went ahead with, and I just really like how it looked. I think the white brick walls and the black really go well together. But yeah, so I basically just removed a huge chunk of me trying to figure out how I want this area to look like, so you don't have to go through maybe probably an hour footage of me trying to like fiddle around with all this like decorations and whatnot. But yeah, so I had this like open shelving thing, which I think which I saw in many of the modern farmhouse builds, and I thought it would be nice to kind of bring it here. And this is honestly one of the interiors that I would like for my future home. I just like how I just like the open shelving. It just looks very nice. You can, feature or just showcase your very nice cutlery, plates, bowls, ceramic stuff. Oh my god, I swear if I have my own home, I'll be showcasing my collection of, coffee mugs and things like that. I'm really into coffee mugs, so every time I get a new one, my mom gets really mad because we don't have any more space. But my future home will have space for that. I'll make sure of it. So yeah, and oh yes, I mentioned that this family has 2 dogs, so I did remember to put the food bowls, and I think on the countertop you can see there's the treats for the dog as well. So a lot of the stuff here, like the bowls and I think the pots and pans, are from Debug. So if you didn't know, you can just type in Debug in the search. Oh my god, yeah. I think if you focus a bit, not focus, I think you'll be able to see the debug thing at the bottom left hand corner of the screen. Yep. So I really like so usually I always use the 3 bottles, the blue, the green, and the yellow one. So I just imagine they're like olive oil or things like that. And then the ones beside it that looks like sugar or rice, I have no idea what it is. I just think it looks really cute. I only found it for this build, so I'm definitely going to use it more often. And I like how they have the coffee bags as well. Yeah, it's so me. Okay, this kitchen really speaks out. Really, it's calling out to me. It's like asking me to have this in my future house. Yeah, and because this kitchen is so big, I just decided to give them 2 sinks, because why not? And so I gave them a coffee machine, I think it's a microwave. The funny thing is I don't own a microwave, and my mom doesn't like the idea of having a microwave at home, just because of all the bad stuff. Yeah, she always talks about that. And so whenever we want to heat up something, we just use the steamer, the old school way. It's a bit of a hassle, but I guess, if you want to be healthy, this is the way to go. And to be honest, our kitchen doesn't have enough space for a microwave at the moment, so if we do have one, it will be so much. There'll be too many things on the countertop, and my mom will go mad. But yeah, I think we're almost finishing the kitchen. I just put a floor mat down on the ground, and yeah, and I love the flooring. I think, if I'm not wrong, this might be from base game, or it could be from Jungle Adventure. I can't remember, but yeah. So in the living room, I also demolished, decorated. So this is really the final look of how I wanted it to be. Before this, there were probably like 5 or 6 designs that I wanted to go for, but this is the final one. And I used the modular couch from Dream Home Decorator. I really love the whole, I don't know, I just really like the modular couch, and I thought it would fit nicely with the whole modern farmhouse vibe, because I see that a lot in the builds that I see on Pinterest. And I did this customized bookshelf thing at where the TV is and where the fireplace is, and I really love it a lot. It really reminds me of how a modern farmhouse would look like, open shelvings and things like that. So yes, and I also wanted a bit of a contrast, so I just used the black brick wall paper at the back. And yeah, then I'm just basically cluttering up this whole shelving unit with like all these statues and then books, just things that look nice and goes well with the whole modern farmhouse theme. Yeah. And yeah, so how's everybody so far? Are there any updates in your life that you want to share? You know what, I just realized this feels really weird because I'm kind of just talking to myself basically. And I have no idea what you guys will be saying, but do just feel free to leave down a comment in the comment section below. Tell me how your week has been, how your day has been, what's going on in your life, anything you want to share. Let's just try to make this a open community, just a space for us to chit chat and release any stress and things like that. So for me, I started watching this new Netflix series called All of Us Are Dead, and I I want to say I regretted starting to watch it. Like I just regret like starting on it, but then at the same time I'm so glad that I watched it. So basically, I wanted something. I always need to watch something while having lunch. So I think was it Tuesday or was it Wednesday? So I was having lunch, and then usually I will be watching Ellen DeGeneres, like just video clips on YouTube, because those are short video clips and I usually eat really fast. I think okay, so like if a video is about 10 minutes long, I'm pretty sure I can finish my lunch before the 10-minute mark. So yeah, that's how fast I eat. So that day I think I finished watching all the very recent Ellen DeGeneres videos. So I was just like, what should I watch now? And then there were no new videos from people I subscribed to. So I was just like, should I try to see what's there on Netflix? Or should I just, watch like a random episode from a sitcom, like, from Friends, or from How I Met Your Mother, those 30 minutes long Modern Family series. But then I was just like, I'm not really into it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I think I can control myself, so I just decided to watch the new Netflix series, All of Us Are Dead, and yeah, and then it all went down. It all went downhill from there, because just that day I watched 4 episodes in one sitting. Yeah, but okay, but to be fair, I was very productive that morning, so I didn't feel like super stressed or guilty for binge watching 4 hours, but then I binge watched another 2 hours at night. Yeah, so I think I basically finished half of that series in a day. So yeah, honestly, I swear Netflix is so toxic. And each episode ends on a cliffhanger, so there's no way I can stop myself from moving on to the next episode. The only reason why I stopped at episode 6 was because it was really 3 a.m. and I I had to go out the next day, so I just didn't want to stay up too late. And yeah, so it was, oh my god, it was so nice, and it was just very unexpected. I have no idea what other people think of it. I haven't asked if any of my friends like watched it, but I just find that it's so, it just kind of shows you how selfish people can be when it comes to times like this. It really reminds me of Train to Busan, which is also some zombie apocalypse, but it's on a train to Busan. But All of Us Are Dead, it happens in a school. Is it a high school? I don't know. It's just a school in Korea. Yeah, and so it just shows like how selfish people can be, only thinking for themselves. There was this one, okay, wait, spoiler alert. If you want to watch this, please don't listen for the next like 1 or 2 minutes, but I'm warning you, spoiler alert, all right? So there's this one girl who because she looked down, she looks down, I mean, she looked down on one of her friend who is on welfare, and she always call him like a wealthy, so someone who is on welfare, and she looks down on him. So this guy, he got scratched by one of the zombies while trying to save the rest of their friends, and then because that she was like afraid that by that the cut, because there's blood from it, and like just by touching the zombie, she was just worried that he might be contaminated or he might turn into a zombie. So the students and then the teacher were there, and then they were like bickering about it. So the dude decided that he would just separate himself from the rest of them, because they were in the I think in the media room. So there was another room where they can do their recording. So he just hid in the room for 1 hour. He wanted to do it for 1 hour. So then the girl went in after 30 minutes, because she promised her teacher that if he didn't turn into a zombie the next 10 minutes, she would go in to apologize. So she did. She went in, but honestly, I thought she was gonna apologize, but she did not. So she just took this handkerchief out of her pocket with the zombie's blood, mind you, with the zombie's blood. So when everyone wasn't like paying attention to her or looking at her, she just went to wipe off the blood from this pole that they used to kill the zombie earlier on. So it's now infected with the zombie's blood, and then she wiped on that guy's wound. Oh my god. And yeah, so he eventually became a zombie. She was just very angry that no one believed her that he might turn into a zombie, which I mean, he wouldn't have turned into a zombie if not for her handkerchief and the zombie's blood. But she was just upset that everyone sided him, and she just wanted to be right. She wanted people to side with her. I don't know, this really shows like there's some like underlying shit that's going on with her. But yeah, so she basically killed her friend, and one of the other students exposed her, and she was super angry and embarrassed and just scared, because the girl was just like, so if it's not the zombie's blood, why don't you just clean it on your own wound? And then the teacher breaked out, just separated them, stopped the fight, and then yeah, and just one of the very few scenes that I thought it was like, it just shows how like humans are. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. But yeah, I guess it really just shows you how people can be in situations like this. And I really hope there won't be a zombie apocalypse in our world anytime soon. But there's so many of these movies and series that really sometimes it really makes me think, like, what if there are really zombies in the world that we just don't know yet. I mean, the whole zombie apocalypse for this All of Us Are Dead series started because this scientist or this professor, he wanted to save his son from getting bullied. So he basically came up with this whole experiment, or like he just injected medicine in his son, the medicine that he came up with that will help him become stronger and fend for himself. Yeah, so it really is just because like he's been getting bullied, and that's why his father decided to come up with something like this. And it's just so sad that I don't know, man. It's just I really think you should go watch it if you're watching this and you haven't, if you're watching this speed build and you haven't watched All of Us Are Dead. I highly recommend. It's really very just, you won't see there's so many things that you won't see it coming. It's like, it's always a shock. Like the people who you thought won't die, and then they die, and the people you thought like, oh, will die, they don't die. It's like so weird. But I love it when shows are like this, because it's always unpredictable. If it's predictable, I usually don't think it's a very good show, but this by far is very unpredictable. So I really loved it a lot, and I really think you should go check it out. Anyways, right now, oh my god, I think I'm already like halfway through the voiceover. But okay, so right now we are on to the second floor. I talked over the parents' bedroom. I don't really have any idea what the parents work as or whatnot, but for this teenage girl, I just she's still in school, and from this room you can see that she really likes the color green and purple. And I gave her this bed that's from City Living. I think it's really nice. I don't think I've used it in any of my builds before, so this is the first time I'm using. And then I also gave her those those fairy lights thing by the side of her bed. Yeah, I really love how this room came about. It's really just, I don't know, fitting for her personality. Yeah, and so she's very studious. She does her work. She studies really hard. I have no idea what she wants to be in the future, but um, I do know that she likes playing the guitar, so maybe she will like dive into something musical related. I have no idea, but um of course this is, I mean, the builds and the rooms are always open for any edits to just change it the way to how your Sims would like according to the characteristics of your Sims. So feel free to change any of the stuff here. Just make sure you just tag me in your Instagram post or Twitter so that I can see how you've changed or made use of my build for your Sims. Yeah. So I think in almost every room I place down the dog bed, just because I imagine dogs would, not just sleep at a specific place, but would always, wander around to different rooms, and because they really love their dogs, so I just, they definitely would have a dog bed for their dogs in each of the rooms. Yeah, so right now we are on to the twin boys room, and actually when I was building this, I just thought they were twins, but I didn't really think if it was a guy or is it a girl or is it a guy girl thing. But it's always open for you to imagine. So I think it's pretty I have no, as in the colors are pretty neutral, so it's like there's nothing that is leaning very towards, females or males. I mean, conventionally I think everybody just associates blue with guys and then pink with girls, but for my builds I just don't really go with that because I'm a girl but I like blue. So yeah, so as usual, open for you guys. It's always open for you guys to interpret yourselves. So yeah, and so I made this, I used the dining table, and then I just made it into a desk because I thought it would be nice for them to share a desk together, like a really long desk, and then at each end they have their own just shelves or just cabinets to put their things. And for the personalities of these two Sims, these twin Sims, I just thought one is a bit more studious, so the one that is more studious is on the left side, with books and yeah, just very studious, always studying. The one on the other side is more into, I wouldn't say not studious, I think, but he's more into gaming, collecting, I mean, like, gathering all the collectibles and things like that. So yeah, but I made sure to give each of them their space. It's very I'm pretty sure like they both have equal amount of space, so no one is a bit more favored than the other by the parents. Yeah, so I wanted to give each of them like a bed to themselves. So like instead of using a bunk bed, I wanted to give like each one a bed at separate corners of the room. And again, this room was redecorated so many times. I have no idea how many times I've redecorated, but this is the final look of it. And I decided to go with the bunk beds. And okay, bunk beds, I think the bunk beds came along with Dream Home Decorator, and the bed is also from Dream Home Decorator, so I really love it a lot. And yeah, so because this room was so big, I didn't know how else I could decorate, so I just decided to use platform. I really think platforms are like the best way to make the rooms, kind of separate the whole room out, and just just come up with some I don't know, just clear separation. Yeah, and it makes the whole room look more, is it dynamic? I have no idea if dynamic is the right word, but if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. So yeah, and then I would say this is like my most favorite room in this entire build, because I like how I decorated this small corner here. So initially I wanted to put just the I think I wanted to put a very big closet that came from, I think, Eco Lifestyle, but I decided to go with this thing that came from Parenthood. And then I found this couch from Parenthood as well, and I thought it's so cute. Like, I think the colors are what really attracted me, and I decided to use it. So this is like an area where they could sit down, read books, play games. I have no idea what they want to do, but they can do anything they want here. And yeah, I just really like this small nook area in their room, and this is definitely my favorite room of this build. Yeah, and right now just decorating the what do you call that, the drawers. Yeah, just decorating, just cluttering up the drawers. And I think very soon we'll be moving on to the hallway of the second floor. So okay guys, I finally bought laundry day. I really love the laundry day pack. It looks so nice. Okay, so I think usually people have like their laundry room at the ground floor, but I didn't have a space on the ground floor, and I really wanted to, just do something to this space instead of just, making it like a very simple hallway with books or shelves. I decided to turn it into a laundry area. I think maybe the washing machine and dryer might be a bit too noisy, but as long as you don't run it in the night, I think it's fine. And yeah, so the whole laundry area corner turned out to be really cool. Yeah, and I really like it a lot. So I can't wait to be using more of the laundry day pack in my future builds, so stay tuned to find out more. So I think we are pretty much coming to the end of this whole interior. I think I'm just adding more windows because I realized that the second floor doesn't have a lot of windows. Yeah. So one thing I always struggle with is putting windows, because oh my god, I have no idea. Because like sometimes when you follow layouts from actual builds or websites, they always have their windows in very funky areas. Or like sometimes they don't even have windows, and I'm just like, how can you not have a window in the room? That's so weird. So sometimes when I try to make it like nicer myself, I realize that I struggle a lot with that. So I'm still learning. So yeah, and honestly, the whole exterior also took me about 2 hours to complete. I really had no idea how I wanted the exterior to look like. So while working on this, I was like also searching on Pinterest, on Google, to see how like the backyard or like the exterior of a modern farmhouse would look like. So I just decided to go with something simple. I had a pool. I had just sitting area for them to chill by the pool. So I think you can see it in a moment's time. Yeah, and there's this big umbrella, so if it's hot, you don't get sunburn. But yeah, and I think I also gave them like this garden patch thing. So like basically they are like just two patches of things, and then they planted some bushes, some flowers in those two areas. So honestly, I have no idea whether they look well or like they tie in together with this whole modern farmhouse vibe. But at that point of time, I really had no idea how I wanted the exterior to look like. So that was what I went with at the moment. I really need to work on my exterior, but if there's this, okay, so basically I have so I have a Twitter account, and I follow a lot of Sims on all Sims creators on Twitter, and there's this one Simmer who I think her exteriors are always really nice, like her landscaping and everything. So her name is Sabira. I think her origin ID is Sabi the Simmer. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but her name is Sabira, and I'll put a link to her YouTube channel. You can go and take a look at her builds. I really love how she does her landscaping, and I think I remember her saying that she would be coming up with like a tutorial, so I think she asked on Twitter like what kind of stuff we would like to see, because she was gonna come up with a tutorial. So I told her I wanted a tutorial on landscaping, like basically anything exterior, because I'm not good at it. So I'm really excited to see that. And meanwhile, you can definitely go check out her channel. She has really nice builds on it. She also does, I think, gameplay other than builds. So if you're into gameplay, you can find it on her channel as well. So then on the other side here, I gave them this barbecue pit and then this whole long stretch of, you know, countertops for them to work on more stuff. And I also gave them a sitting area, another sitting area here facing the planters. I have no idea why. It's not a really nice sight, but yeah, at the moment I was just like, yeah, you know what, they're just gonna look at the planters. They can definitely, you know, don't look at the planters. They can always just sit there and talk, right, guys? They can always just talk without looking at the planters. So yeah, and then I gave them a long table where they can sit outside to eat, like while they barbecue. And then I also had this area where they can train their dogs, play with their dogs. Yeah, and then just pretty much pretty much just doing more landscaping, because I thought, you know, this whole exterior is lacking plants. Yeah. So I think we're really coming to the end of this speed build. So if you like this build, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe, turn on the notifications button so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.